Hey guys, welcome back to Board Watch. I'm Brian.
I'm Joey.
And we are getting into Season 5. Episodes 1 and 2
1
should be
and
shot
2.
today. We actually did not have a chance to do History and Lore a couple days ago, so we still are going to try and get Seasons 3 and 4 of History and Lore up, shot and up soon. But, the most important thing right now is just making sure that we're still on schedule just so that we can catch up by Season 7. So
almost there too, guys. I don't know if you guys are excited. I'm pumped. I cannot wait. You guys have waited much longer than me, so I guess you guys would be more excited. But
so without further ado, let's get into Season 1. The Season 5, Episode 1.
Back to Season 1.
Back to Season 1! Season 5, Episode 1. It's not burning.
Ah! It's a fillet, man.
No. Not fillet.
Oh my god, is that, what's her name grown up? That is what's her name grown up, probably. Cersei's daughter?
No, it's not right.
Oh, okay, it's Summersell.
No. We'll find out.
3 questions you get. You unlike the answers.
I've been promised to the prince. When will we marry?
You'll never wed the prince. You'll wed the king.
But I will be queen.
Oh, yes. You'll be queen. For a time. Then comes another. Younger. More beautiful. To cast you down and take all you hold dear.
Will the king and I have children?
No. The king will have 20 children. And you will have 3.
That doesn't make sense.
Gold will be their crowns.
Oh, Cersei.
Gold. Their shrouds.
Oh, shit. We're gonna fuck again.
Did you set him free? Tyrion may be a monster, but at least he killed our father on purpose. You killed him by mistake, with stupidity. You're a man of action, aren't you? When it occurs to you to do something, you do it. Never mind the consequences. Take a look. Look at the consequences. Here they are.
Prentice? The home of my colleague, Illyrio Mapatis, a merchant. He and I met many years ago through mutual friends. A group of people who saw Robert Baratheon for the disaster he was. You already drank yourself across the narrow sea.
In a box. Why stop now?
Because we are talking about the future of our country.
The future is shit. Just like the past.
Aww. It was a little cuddle.
What was the name of the man you lost?
White Rat, Your Grace.
I want him buried with honor, publicly, in the Temple of the Graces.
Sons of the Harpy will hear that message.
Make them very angry.
Angry snakes lash out. Makes chopping off their heads that much easier. Find the men who did this and bring them to me.
I have heard they found his body in a brothel. I have heard that more than one Unsullied has been known to visit Marines' brothels. May I ask you why? Why would an unsullied go to a brothel?
I do not know. I must go.
She's pretty much checking him about him going to a brothel. I don't like how she's looking at John. Stop looking at John that way, Melisandre.
Are you a virgin?
No.
Good.
What the fuck is wrong with her?
You want the wildlings to march in your army?
If they to follow me, I'll pardon them. We'll take Winterfell. Once the North is won, I'll declare them citizens of the realm. I'll give them land to live on.
It's a fair offer. More than fair.
I'll offer them their lives and their freedom. If Mance kneels before me and swears his loyalty.
Don't think that's likely.
Your wounds from the Blackwater seem to have healed.
It wasn't my wounds that needed healing.
What can I do for you?
You can forgive me.
What could you possibly have done to warrant my forgiveness?
I led you into the darkness.
I doubt you've ever led anyone anywhere.
I tempted you into our unnatural relations. And of course, there was the king. His boar hunt. His one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm a different person now. I found peace in the light of the Seven. You can too. They watch over all of us, ready to dole out mercy or justice.
Tywin's dead. That means no one can force Cersei to marry me.
Lucky you.
Unlucky you.
You think I want that woman married to my brother?
If she doesn't marry me, she doesn't go to Highgarden, which means she stays in King's Landing, which means you're trapped here with Cersei Lannister as your mother by law.
Perhaps.
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 The Seven Kingdoms need someone stronger than Tommen, but gentler than Stannis. A monarch who can intimidate the High Lords and inspire the people. A ruler loved by millions with a powerful army and the right family name.
Good luck finding him.
Who said anything about him? You have a choice, my friend.
Daenerys?
You can stay here at Illyrio's palace and drink yourself to death. Or you can ride with me to Meereen, meet Daenerys Targaryen, and decide if the world is worth fighting for.
Wow.
Can I drink myself to death on the road to Meereen?
Wow! Daenerys beats Tyrion.
When did the Unsullied
Holy
stop
shit, I would
patrolling the
never
streets
thought
of
that
Meereen?
one.
No fighting pits.
Opening them would show the people of Yunkai and Meereen that you respect their traditions.
I do not respect the tradition of human cockfighting.
If you could
How many times must I say no before you understand? Whatever he wants from me, he's not going to get it.
She's
If he really believes I'm going to reopen the fighting pits.
You should reopen the fighting pits.
What?
My mother was a whore. I told you that. So one day when I was 12, she sold me to a slaver she fucked the night before.
I'm sorry.
Why? I was a bad child. I wasn't big, but it was quick, and I loved to fight. So they sold me to a man in Tolos who trained fighters for the pits. I had my first match when I was 16.
You were sold into slavery, forced to fight to the death for the amusement of the masters, and you're defending the fighting pits.
I'm only here because of those pits. I learned to fight like a Dothraki screamer, a Norvoshi priest, a Westerosi knight. Soon I was famous. 10,000 men and women screamed my name when I stepped into the pit. I made so much money for my master. He set me free when he died. I joined the Second Sons, and then I met you.
Viserion? Rhaegal? Easy, easy, easy.
Should have chained him up.
They followed me because they respected me. Because they believed in me. The moment I kneeled for a Southern king, they saw it gone.
And how many tens of thousands are out there right now? How many women? How many children? And you won't go out and rescue them because why? You're afraid of looking afraid.
Oh, I am afraid. No shame in that. How will they do it? Beheading? Hanging?
They'll burn you alive.
Bad way to go. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to die. And burnt to death. I don't want people to remember me like that, scorched and screaming. But it's better than betraying everything I believe.
Lance Raider, you've been called the king beyond the wall. Westeros only has one king. Bend the knee, I promise you mercy.
This was my home for many years. I wish you good fortune in the wars to come.
I don't know why anybody ever just allows themselves to get burned alive or beheaded. Just fight until you get killed. Like, I don't know. That's a crazy thing to think, but like, I'm breaking out of that guy's hands and trying to go fight somebody. And then when they stab me, then I'm dead and it's easy. I'm not gonna burn alive.
Lord or peasant?
Good for John. Good for John. Oh, that was good. Okay. Good job, John. Oh, man.
So, Mance Raider.
Burned and killed.
Starting season 5 off with...
Mance
I
gone.
was going to say a bang, but that wasn't quite a bang. That was just a regular fire.
With a flare.
With a flare. There you go. So, yeah, let's stick on that. Quite a few people were asking, what will the consequences for John be?
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna kill him, and maybe he'll have to lead the wildlings No, I don't know. I don't really know because I don't know what Stannis actually views upon the White Walkers.
Okay.
And
White
also,
Walkers or wild. Well, I mean, you kind of.
I know what he thinks about the Wild.
Yeah, he just wants them to join his army.
Yeah, so I don't know what he thinks about, because if he feels like he really needs to leave somebody who needs to be in charge good there, then I think he'll leave Jon. But if he doesn't give a shit, I think he'll list Jon and make Jon fight with him.
Well, It was Melisandre that actually told him back in like season 2 or season 3 or whatever it was like that, when they got the message where it's like the War of Five Kings means nothing, you know, like the White Walker, you know,
she said that was the one that he needs to be focused on anyways. But yeah, he's not acting like that.
Right.
He's still talking about being king and taking people and enlisting his army and stuff. It's just I'm not understanding.
Nymeria P wants to know what you think about Mance saying to saying to, I think it was actually Stannis that he said this to, you know, about the wars to come.
Oh yeah, how he said good luck in the.
I wish you good fortune in the wars to come.
Yeah, because Stannis is going to be a lot of fighting, and he's like, I'm not going to be around for that, so good luck with those.
So Mance wouldn't, Mance was talking about how, you know, he might be he'll be a better ruler than they've had in a while or whatever, but
a ruler's still a ruler.
Yeah, but he's still saying, you know, I wish you good fortune.
Yeah, good luck.
I hope you win.
But I'm not gonna put my knee down.
So yeah, what do you think about Mance's character in general?
Way to stay so down throughout the entire. I like that he stayed like all the way through until the last. He was Mance. Like he didn't flip flop. He didn't, you know, and.
What would you have done in his situation as far as bending the knee, or like, because he was saying that if he bent the knee, you know, like he spent all this time gaining the respect of the wildlings, and that's why he was able to get them together. But if they saw him bend the knee, it's just like, well, nope, they would lose all respect for me. They wouldn't work together anymore.
No, that's not true. I get what. Because no one ever takes, and that's what this whole part of the show is betrayal. And you add in betrayal into this, and it pretty much unlocks the possibility of anything. Because anybody could be lying, anybody. So, if I was him, I would have bent the knee, pretended to be with him.
To be with Stannis.
Get
on the other side of the
wall. Get my people. Take the Thins. Take the whoever with me. With Stannis. And start fighting for Stannis. Get into the countryside, leave the people we need to leave back right as we get too close to the countryside after you've already defeated Roose Bolton, because now I don't know if he's heard about Roose Bolton, but there is Roose Bolton, and Mance has got to know that there's going to be other people that are going to be coming to attack him. Once you've got those people defeated, then betray him, and come back to the wall. And
that's all assuming that the wildlings would follow you in the first place.
Yeah, but at that point, if you already tell the wildlings, or at least some of their
he's been in a cell the whole time though. Like
I'm saying once he bends, they're not going to kill him immediately. The wildlings aren't going to kill him. So all he has to do is then get to a wildling, which I'm sure he will, because they just have to go tell them that that. All he has to tell Stannis is, let me at least talk to them. I'm going to be the only one to be able. All he has to do is play his cards better. He just is not really. He just said he just didn't want to play the game. That's really what it is. And that's all good and fair, but it's like either you're going to have to play the game and play it fully, or you do what he did and you just, respectively die. But, yeah, I would have played his hand differently.
Darth Naloth wants to know what will happen to the rest of the wildlings.
I don't know. Unless somehow the wildlings, I don't know how many there are left. I don't know how many Stannis has. How many can Stannis even buy? 3,000-4,000 men tops? Yeah. On horseback, and yeah, he had the element of surprise, and yeah, he took the head off of the snake, but that's still a good 60 strong, 1,000 people in an army outside the wall. I'm assuming they're outside the wall still. I don't think he got everyone on the other side already, so that means that there's still 60,000 people out there who haven't been killed, who are still an army regardless, and who are still hungry to fight no matter what they have. They may not have discipline, but either way, that's still 60,000 coming at that wall strong, and Stannis only has maybe 5,000 tops that he bought from the Golden Cloaks in the existing army that he already has. Plus, you add the maybe 200. It wasn't even 200. 50 probably at this point left of the Night's Watch, because you got to think the Thins killed some.
Right. So they were saying 50, I think.
Yeah, so 50 Night's Watchmen left, and then a good 2,000. Whatever, Golden Army or whatever, the Golden Company. Golden Company. So I just don't know how they'd even. It almost seemed like a cop out if he somehow could just kill all the wildlings. So that means that he's gonna have to try to get them to listen, but Jon's gonna be the only one to be able to do that. arguably. And I don't know how Johnson's able to do that.
The thing is, if Mance dies, then the wildlings might just split up because they don't have like a universal
disperse and go away.
Cause to go
yeah,
away.
it might, but I argue no, because then they may split up, but either way, they know that the winter's coming, and they know they need to get on the other side of the wall. And without Mance, yeah, they might be discouraged, but either way, they know Mance still been shouting this across. Like, that's how we got them all to go. Is he told them how much they need to be scared and how much they need to, especially the Thins. You think the Thins would have ate and killed people way before this?
It still just might be every man for himself. Then it's just like, you know what, you're on your own. We're just gonna climb the wall ourselves over here or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so maybe
the thing,
it won't be
it was that
unified fight.
Yeah. Yeah,
so maybe they knocked it enough to where it won't be so many coming across at once. It'll just be kind of dispersed. But I don't know. It still seems like a lot of people to be all waiting out there, and they all were pretty somewhat militarized. Without, and this is the thing I have to argue too. If we're gonna think realistically, there's no way Mance could have actually verbalized and unified initially initially his idea of him and did that, but now I'm saying him as a person didn't actually go to 100. So that means there's still generals and commanders for him that are still should be in charge and still should know how. Like, the hierarchy is built. So if the hierarchy stays somewhat in place, yeah, there's not a leader, but there's enough to where I feel like they could still be a force. So I don't know. Somehow they're gonna have to be incorporated into what. Plus, they need to fight the White Walkers coming, which. Right. They're arguably the best to fight the White Walkers anyways. Yeah. I mean, that's how they're used to that climate.
Jesper Halsey wants to know your feelings on Stannis right now. Should Stannis have done something else?
Yeah, he shouldn't have burned Mance Rayder, and he shouldn't have made him kneel. Then again, I guess you have to put yourself as, like, unquestionable.
He's saying, you know, like, I need these guys to be able to take the North. You know.
Yeah, and if you really need those guys, then I would have handled that better. Like, A, don't give it such a it needs to be done by tonight, and B, don't make it so much like kneel and bow to me. Maybe even show it more like, listen. Because if Stannis is smart and not listening to Melisandre and the guy that I wanted him to be, he'd have been like, let's do this. You guys can maintain so many. Once we take the North, you guys can have so much of the North. Right?
Yeah.
And maintain the wall, if necessary, against the White Walkers, which we'll reassess in the future, because he knows that's coming, we know that's coming. Either way, we need to get people rallied on that side. We're the only two people really fighting for it. If I was Stannis, I'd say it like this. Let's go and take what we need from the North, free you guys from that, because everyone else wouldn't let the wildlings, I would say to him, like, wouldn't let you guys live here, but I'll let you guys live here. Fight with me as a unified front. Once that's happened, you guys can have your own. Almost like how, somebody wasn't part of the Seven Kingdoms, I thought. Well, I guess the Martells just married in. Either way, I would just say, like, if I was Stannis, I would just allow him to have his own kind of still countryside almost, like, without being ruled.
Kiyomi wants to know your thoughts on the scene, like the little look that Melisandre had with Jon.
I don't know her plans for that. I don't know I don't like that at all. But maybe it has something to do with his blood. It's always blood with her.
Okay.
So maybe he has some type of king's blood in it. Oh, I guess we still don't know who his mom is. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe his mom has some type of blood in her that... I just don't know what she'd want with him besides that. That's all she seems to care about is, like, royal blood. Because, like, anything else... especially sexually, maybe she can get something from him if you like. She
did ask if he was a virgin, and when he said no, she's like, good.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So she has some type of plans. I don't know what though, but
okay. So still just kind of trying to figure out.
Still trying to figure out what her play is there.
All right.
Let's do some of this blood though. I think
we had the very very first scene in the show about young little Cersei going to the witch. And she got to ask 3 questions about her future.
Yeah.
She said, you know, will I marry the prince? She'll be like, no, you'll marry the king. We have kids. It's like, he'll have 20.
He'll have 3, yeah.
She's like, that doesn't make any sense. And she's like, well...
Yeah, pretty much, yeah, you'll understand later. Yeah. He had 20.
Yeah,
he did have 20.
20 bastards.
Yeah, and then they had those 3... Well, she had 3 children.
She had 3 children with Jaime.
Yeah. That's crazy. The witch knew.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the other parts of the prophecy?
Gold will be their crown.
Well, first off, but I will be queen, and it's just like not until for a time, but then another younger, more beautiful one will cast you down.
Yeah, Marjorie
which
probably
really explains why she's hated anyone that's been like
young and beautiful Sansa,
Marjorie. Anybody that's getting close to Joffrey or Tommen, you can understand a little bit now why she's just like fuck you.
Because she thinks that's what the prophecy's still going to be.
Right.
Oh, that makes so much more sense now why she immediately hates him. But yeah, maybe it's Marjorie.
Now,
or maybe it's somebody we don't know.
Some people do want me to point this out because it is in theory land, potentially. Brienne's nickname was Brienne the Beauty. It's more of a pejorative. It's like not
a joke.
Yeah, it's more of a joke.
Yeah.
People
like
call
Brienne
it
of Tarth.
Well, Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah, but Brienne
so like they sarcastically call her Brienne the Beauty. So that was at this point in the show that was a pretty popular. A lot of people, because like I said, we're approaching the point where we're catching up with the books. So that was a pretty popular.
What, the Brienne was the young beauty?
Because prophecies can sometimes be really weird.
Oh, I see what
like
you're
the
saying.
wording of prophecies. It may not mean that they were actually more beautiful.
Yeah.
But if her nickname is Brienne the Beauty,
I see what you're saying.
So like people just
I didn't even see her coming, but I don't even see her being around. Well, but I guess I could.
But people just wanted me to point out that her nickname was Brienne the Beauty. But there's so many possibilities, Sansa.
Oh yeah.
Marjorie.
I guess Brienne the Beauty.
Brienne the Beauty. Daenerys.
Daenerys, yeah, Daenerys too. Yeah.
So there's just lots of
all young beauties. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's a fucked up thing to tell a little girl, anyways. But
she asked.
Broad say me. She did ask.
She's just like, you're not scary. Blah blah blah. So
you're not scary. Yeah, she was a little busy about it.
And then people also wanted me to point out that in the books, all right. So gold will be their crowns. Gold will be their shrouds. So like she said that.
Yeah, shrouds like as in death, like for for when they die.
Yeah. So they all had golden crowns.
Mm-hmm.
Going all the way back to season 1, episode 6. The episode
golden crown. Yeah.
Gold will be their crowns. Gold will be their shrouds. So what do you think about that part?
I don't know what gold will be their shrouds means. I don't know if it's that money will be the death of them.
Okay.
And also like money will put them in power.
Okay.
And also the double entendre where it's also their hair color.
Right.
Or if it'll mean that. Well, I guess it can't even be that, because I was gonna say that gold will also be their shrouds, and like their family will be the ones to kill them, but Joffrey wasn't killed by his own family. Joffrey was killed by the fool who he drowned. Or well, right now he's, I guess technically right now, and he may come back, but still 10% that he's coming back. But I guess so. He didn't. So maybe it's that. It's the fact that it's. It has to just be money. Unless Joffrey comes back and then his own family kills him again, and it just means that like gold and hair is their family, and also gold will be like their family will kill them and be their veil too. But I just don't. As it is right now, that wouldn't fit because Joffrey didn't die by his own.
Yeah, and then now we're heading towards book territory. So in the prophecy of her downfall, it also mentions that the Valonqar will. I think like strangle her or something, will kill her, which Valonqar is, I believe, Valyrian for little brother.
Oh, okay.
Now, a couple things.
Wait, who says that? The witch?
The witch says that
in the books.
In the books.
But not in the...
So, again, wording on prophecies can be really funky, because Cersei and Jaime are twins.
Uh-huh.
Jaime is technically younger.
Oh, so it could be Tyrion or it could be Jaime.
But it also doesn't technically say her little brother. It just says the Valonqar. So it could be just any little brother.
Or it could be...
Or it could be Jaime, it could be Tyrion. So again, this is all like theories that at this point in the show, everybody was like I said, show people and book people started kind of coming together around this point. So I'm just throwing out some some information from the books
that was brought up during the same time.
Right. Yeah.
I got you.
So yeah, thoughts on that?
Well, that's why part of the reason I feel like she hates Tyrion so much was like
hating any young pretty girls that are going after her sons,
and hating
Tyrion because taking it literally as little brother.
And that's the one she thinks of as the little brother. Yeah.
Right. And she probably would, never think that. I mean, her and Jaime are really close.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it still may end up that Jaime's the one who kills her, but she wouldn't expect it.
Right. Since we're still kind of in King's Landing, Montana Donaldson wants to know how you think Jaime is feeling knowing that he indirectly killed his father.
Guilt, but I don't think he really looks at it as like he indirectly killed his father. I feel like he knows better than that. He's smarter than that.
Okay.
Plus, I feel like he kind of knows the whole situation with the whore probably, and like understands that a little bit more. What Tyrion was feeling, and like his dad pretty much killed his brother. So, in all honesty, I mean, if you want to think about it, like he knew his dad was full of shit. Tyrion knew his dad was full of shit. Yet his dad still held the trial, and yet his dad still fixed the trial and sentenced him to death. So, I mean, honestly, I don't feel like he shouldn't even take it that hard. I feel like he's still more worried about like what's going on with his estate.
Okay. Still on prophecy stuff. Well, actually, let's actually head back to the prophecy for a little bit. Stark of Winterfell wants to know if knowledge of this prophecy adds a lot more to her motivations through the show, the first 4 seasons of the show up to this point.
Yeah.
So, like, does that change your view on her as a character up to this point? Like, you can understand a little bit more where she's coming from.
I wonder if she thought maybe. Nah.
And do you think that it's becoming like a self-fulfilling prophecy because she knows about it and she might indirectly cause some of these things to happen, or was it just predetermined, or is it all bullshit?
I think it's actually steam. I think that girl may have been a wog or whatever that could see the future, kind of like how Bran could see the future, and maybe with blood magic, that's how she did it and was able to, because she did lick her blood. So I mean, and we've known about blood magic in the past. That's evil. And technically looked as a witch. So I think it's actually it's gonna come true. I think she's gonna get killed by her little brother. I think it'll probably even be Jaime actually, just because of like you said, having like flipped, like not really thinking about it, but like having to think about it. And then if Joffrey comes back, I think it will be their own family that kills them.
Okay.
And that somebody kills Joffrey, and then I think that's what that is meant by the veil thing. But I do think it'll come true.
Cool. And then sticking with Stark of Winterfell, we're still in King's Landing, heading over to Lancel a little bit. So the relationship between Kevin and Lancel, i.e. religious extremists versus more secular government officials. It seems that Lancel is, he's turned towards the Seven.
Yeah.
He's becoming a religious fanatic, and people were, I think it was Cersei that said, or someone said, or no, it might have been Kevin that said this, where they would have never even thought of coming to King's Landing if your father was still alive. But
Tywin's brother?
Yeah.
What's his name? Kevin?
Kevin. Yeah, Kevin. It's spelled Kevan. Yeah. Kevin Lannister.
All these people weird names. This is Kevin.
Yeah. Rob.
Yeah, I got Rob.
Brandon.
Yeah, I got that. Sure. I don't know. Kevin just seems such a plain name. Kevin. Sorry.
Ned.
Yeah.
I guess he's Eddard. But Catelyn. What are the people in the north? Okay, yeah. Jamie.
Oh yeah, Jamie is close. Yeah, you're right. Actually, Jamie's.
There's some normal.
I don't know why Kevin decided so like not a part of the show. I was like, is that a writer?
Cersei,
Kevin.
Lancel.
Kevin. Yeah. Tywin. Tywin.
Tyrion.
Yeah, I was Tywin and Kevin brothers.
Daenerys.
Brothers. Yeah, Daenerys Stormborn.
So, what do you think about that whole dichotomy though? Like secular government /
What do you mean, like him switching?
Yeah, like,
or the relationship between...
Lancel switching over to being more religious, being like, "Oh, I'm sorry for seducing you," and
I mean, well, I chalked it up to just something dumb in the show, not dumb in the show, but just like a character development that like showed like something finishing up. But then also it almost seemed like he was threatening her at the end, not really threatening, but like bringing up the fact that it's like I also poisoned the king for you at one point, and also he also said something about like it wasn't something. Oh, that had to heal. I think he had a broken heart too, from her. So I think she hurt him, and like because she loved her, but then I think he's trying to come to the 7. I don't know, but I think his uncle is gonna use him somehow to leverage for Casterly Rock, probably.
Okay. Oh, you actually already said this, but Movie Lover Fan 18 wanted to know when Cersei told the Septon to leave them alone with Tywin, did you half expect her and Jaime to have sex?
Yeah. Oh, Movie Lover Fan probably laughed when I said that. Yep. Like, fuck again. That's all I think about in the death room.
Yeah, Movie Lover Fan 18, going back to Lancel actually, is Lancel confessing his sins out loud kind of a danger to Cersei?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. I think it is the danger for her, because she knows that stuff, and like, A, anybody could have heard right then and there, or B, he could still use it in the future against her.
So that's what you were saying, like his dad could use his son. Okay.
Yeah, his dad could like bring up the fact, use his son.
But his dad was really not a huge fan of the fact that he was part of the faith. He was even apologizing, being like, "Man, I'm sorry."
Well, it's not even the faith but it's more like the fact that he has the knowledge.
The
knowledge
using
that
the
Lancel
knowledge
has.
as leverage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the fact that he's religious means that he won't be trustworthy anymore. Like to Cersei, not to anybody, but to Cersei specifically.
I was gonna be like, wait, what?
Yeah, like the fact that he's religious means that he won't just lie for her anymore.
Right.
He needs to be purified, or whatever they're gonna say. But he will spill the beans. He might even spill the beans about the fact that he's not a Baratheon.
So yeah, Ishi97 wants to know how you see the whole power struggle in King's Landing going at this point with Tywin dead. I mean, they still have a king in Tommen. And Queen Regent.
Yeah, but the only reason Tommen's king is because Tywin was there, arguably. Like, there's not too much stopping someone from assassinating Tommen. So, unless Marjorie goes and just tries to take control for Tommen quickly, that way it could be the most clean and like legit way of like merging the families together. Marjorie's gonna have to have someone kill Cersei, though.
Well, that's actually what Liz was going to be asking, because Marjorie was hinting that she has this, like, because when she was in the room with her brother,
and was like,
he was like, well, it's too bad for you, because she would have had to come back to Highgarden with me. Now she's going to stay here. But Marjorie hints that she has a solution for Cersei remaining or not remaining in King's Landing. What do you think that is?
Well, I think her getting killed somehow, but I don't know. Maybe her solution is Lancel, and using Lancel will make her be called to execution for attempted murder or a murder of Robert Baratheon. So like maybe she'll have a High Council meeting again.
Okay.
For I don't know how that'll work exactly. I don't know if she'll have to marry first. By the way, I think that's where she has upper hand. Maybe she'll just kill her. I don't know. Either way, it's getting her out of the picture.
Yeah.
Because Tommen's easily influenced as long as she's not in the picture.
Oh, let's cut back to the wall for a short second. This is another question from Liz. All right. So Liz wants to know, with the upcoming election for Lord Commander, how do you see things panning out? Because I believe it was Stannis.
Well, I don't know anymore. I did think it was going to be Jon, but now that Stannis
was
Jon, yeah.
Well, Stannis was saying, you know, we all saw you go north of the wall with a wildling girl, and you know that kind of pissed some people off.
Some people are saying that it's I don't think it's too much to think.
Not enough of the. I mean, because there's only like 50 guys.
Yeah, there's only like 50 guys. So I don't think there's that much. And plus, it's only 50 guys, so that means that it's like they're gonna have to get some type of outside force to help hold the wall against the White Walkers. I mean, and Stannis knows this, So I don't know what in Stannis' mind makes him think that he can march without all those people, somehow take the north, then ride all the way to King's Landing, take King's Landing, manage all of that, fight off whoever you need to fight, and then send troops back to defend the wall? Unless he just doesn't give a shit.
Well, the thing is, if you take control of Winterfell, that's kind of the north, and you know, some other people in the north might rally under him, and like if they weren't completely loyal to the Boltons or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm sure
you know, because like Winterfell is kind of like the heart of the north.
Yeah.
So,
well, hopefully his plan is just to take Winterfell and then come back to the wall. But if he's trying to go all the way to King's Landing, I'm saying, yeah, that's a lot of time.
That is a long time.
That is a long time for you to get all the way in March. I mean, think how long it took Rob to march.
Yeah.
I mean, it's with
2 seasons.
2 seasons. Like, so it's like, I don't know what his plans are, but if I was him, I would just really get the north locked down. Plus, he's got Dragonstone still, so he's got the sea. If we're looking on like the map of the board, yeah. So if you're Robert and you conquered the north, kind of like how Robert went to do, and maybe that's why he actually did that, because in the show, that's fuck Rob or fuck. I mean, yeah, that was Robert. Yeah. But anyways, how he was trying to do so. Then you could come around and then I guess try to make an alliance with the Ironborns, and then just the Greyjoys, and then just strike in the middle. But either way, it's going to take a long time for him. He doesn't have that many people either.
I'm just going to play a little bit of devil's advocate, but an alliance with the Greyjoys, considering they're 2 of the 5 kings still standing. Because Balon Greyjoy.
Oh, it's still, yeah, it's a good point. And he knows about Stannis.
And,
that's a good
and
point.
Stannis even called for his death by name.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, with the leeches.
I totally forgot. But maybe they'll just kill him and take them.
I mean, it's still a possibility.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, technically.
But yeah, totally sometimes I will play devil's advocate to throw you off a scent intentionally, even if you might already be on the right. But sometimes it's like, did you really think that through?
Yeah, no, I totally forgot that he called first. But he is gonna. I was just thinking in terms of the map. But yeah, he needs to take Balon out, but he needs to take his time. He needs to not go all the way to King's Landing. He needs to stay close.
Okay, now let's head over to Daenerys. Well, first off, let's head over to Varys and Tyrion, because they're not quite there. He said on the road to Meereen.
Yeah.
You remember who Varys was talking about? He's like, I had a mutual friend out here, Illyrio.
Yeah, I didn't remember who Illyrio was.
That's the guy that Daenerys and Viserys were staying with in the first season.
Oh, when they were in...
You know the guy that
came across?
Yeah, you know the guy that was talking into Viserys' ear that's like, oh, they're waiting for you. They're waiting for their king.
Oh,
the guy
that was...
The guy that was housing them the whole time. Yeah.
The Targaryen.
So, and that was also the guy that Varys was talking to when Arya was listening to them in the crypts, or in the dungeons.
About Daenerys. So he was spying on her.
Yeah, so like Varys and Illyrio were talking to each other.
Weren't they saying something about they needed to kill that girl or something like that?
They were talking about wars to come. They were talking about the lion and the wolf would be fighting each other soon and stuff like that.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I couldn't remember the talk.
So yeah, a lot of people are asking your thoughts on Varys at this point.
I don't know if he's actually like
why would he be what's his motivation for bringing Tyrion to Dany?
He has to be in line with the Targaryens.
Okay.
He has to be. And he's just making it seem like it's for the realm. Or he's still trying to fight for power, but I don't know what would make him that power play.
Okay.
So I don't. It has to be the Targaryens. Now that he's shown who he wants to put in power, kinda with Tyrion too, it kind of seems like it's the Targaryens, especially with the fact that he had an old mutual friend that was already housing the Targaryens too. But it's definitely not for the best of the realm. It's not just
Targaryens aren't. Oh well.
No, I'm saying it's not like him saying what he's doing is for the best of the realm, not the Targaryens, but like Varys, how he says like, all I do is just like for the betterment of the Seven Kingdoms. Like he has.
Well, wouldn't Dany ruling with Tyrion as an advisor be a pretty good?
I mean, it would. It would. Don't get me wrong, but I don't still
better than Tommen being controlled by her mom.
Mom. Yeah. No, I'm not arguing that it's not a better merriment, but
it could also create chaos because that's a war that's coming up.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I just don't feel like it's purely just for the betterment of the realm. Like I just don't trust Varys yet. So
okay. Who do you trust more, Varys or Littlefinger?
Oh, Varys still.
Okay, still Varys a lot more than
a lot more than Littlefinger, yeah.
Because you've seen.
Yeah, I've seen Littlefinger. I haven't seen Varys yet, yeah.
Yeah, I mean Varys has betrayed Tyrion, but that was. But then he turns right around and frees him from jail.
Exactly. So I mean,
like that was.
And he said, "I never forget anything."
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's why he said, "I never forget anything." Because
sadly,
he still
I never forget anything.
Sadly, I never forget anything.
So, Stark of Winterfell wants to know if Tyrion will reach Daenerys.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Varys seems to think that Dany is what Westeros needs to pull itself together. Why does he think that? Do you think Tyrion would agree? Do you agree?
No. Not at the moment.
You do not agree. Okay.
I do not agree that Daenerys is the one to be the ruler. The glue that'll just keep everything together, especially with the whole dragon business and so. I don't see. She doesn't also take her day to day that well. She listens, but a lot of rulers will listen to their advisors. I'd argue maybe even Tommen would be a better ruler. I mean, he doesn't have any complex. He has no predetermined. Like he's almost.
But he's still very easily manipulated.
He is still very easily manipulated. That's right. He doesn't have that like grit to like watch out from manipulation. But Daenerys' grit that keeps her from getting betrayed also is the. Like almost the igniter, I want to say, in the fire that messes her up too, because it's like because of her stubbornness, she lost Jorah. She is making a bad decision about the fighting pits, in my opinion, and she's been having issues with like men who feel like they need to go fight, and like the Unsullied pretty much is like robots almost. Like she isn't even. I mean, in my opinion, she's not necessarily treating the Unsullied the best at the moment, and so, you know, the Unsullied are only going to bring her so far. She doesn't have any control over dragon. She doesn't even, I don't know, it just seems like she's not ready to run and understand what even running a kingdom is. And arguably, right now, it's so shit. Like, from our conversations that who should run since Robert, just because, like, I was, like, relaxed in Robert's phase and, like, still, you know, a summer child and, like, didn't even know anything. Like, of course, we were just like, how would the best king be? Like, but out of all the options, of course Daenerys is the best option out of everyone. Over Stannis by so much. But, like, the best? No.
The best with Tyrion as an advisor.
If she truly listens to Tyrion, yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know if she will, though.
Okay.
Especially because he's a Lannister.
Right.
So, she already feels like she's been betrayed.
So yeah, how do you feel like them getting together in the first place? Like,
I like the merriment of people.
No, what her reaction would be when she finds out he is Tyrion Lannister.
Oh, she'll be mad, but like I think honestly, I feel like Varys wouldn't have brought him there without thinking about that first. I'm sure it'll work out.
Okay. Who has the moral upper hand in Meereen? The guerrilla freedom fighters or the suppressive conquerors? Or another way of looking at it is the slavers versus the liberators. So.
Well, the liberators.
Well, but the liberators are also being suppressive to a certain degree, being like no fighting pits.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. She's being suppressive.
Right. So like, who has the moral high ground in Meereen right now?
Well, now the slavers technically, because they have all the fighters all rallied together behind them. Now that all the people who want to fight are mad at her.
The moral high ground.
Well, still the liberators,
okay.
But like they could argue. It gives them.
It gives them a reason to be like, hey.
It gives them a fire.
It gives them a rallying call.
It gives them a rallying call, and she shouldn't give them any rallying calls. She should make all the people happy that she can make happy for the most part without the minimal amount of deaths.
Yeah.
But she's making way too many enemies and relying way too heavily on her golden, or not even the second sons. And she's still one betrayal away from the second sons for half her army leaving. So
not half, like I think it was 2,000 second sons and 8,000 Unsullied. So
okay,
like
so a fifth of her army.
So you pretty much already answered this, but Montana Donaldson wants to know if you think she should open the fighting pits.
I mean, she has brothels in Meereen. Like, I'm not also her. Like, I mean, I get what she means by that, but also like brothels are a form of paid slavery. I doubt those girls really want to be selling themselves, especially the way they are. I'm sure if she really was like that, caring about how. So my point is that if you're gonna allow brothels, you should allow fighting pits. If you're not gonna allow either type,
especially if it's like voluntary fighting pits.
Exactly. Especially, not if it's not involuntary fighting pits. You shouldn't let
right.
But if it's voluntary fighting pits, and I get what she means because it's a slippery slope, but it's voluntary. Like
right. To the same effect that Barristan was saying in the previous episode, where it's just like when she was saying, "Well, you can write a contract with your master," and Barristan's like, "The masters are going to take advantage of this."
Exactly. I'm sure the masters will take advantage of the fighting pits, but as long as she regulates that better, it'll give them some type of leeway. Right now, they're fighting against her. They have to. She needs to be in that political fight, not an actual fight.
And it would show that she actually cares a little bit about traditions.
Yeah. Well, it'll give her leverage back a little bit.
And Montana Donaldson also wants to know your thoughts on the Sons of the Harpy. That killed the guy with the mask that killed. White Rabbit, or was it White Rabbit?
It was Wet Rat.
Wet Rat.
Wet Rat, yeah. I don't know. So they're from. I don't really know that much about them. So they're from Marine. Okay, I don't know. I don't really know anything about them besides the fact that it's like the Masters may have paid them. Maybe if the Masters paid them and they're just some badass fighting force, she might be able to pay them more. If they're just some fighting, rallying guerrillas like that are like. Whoever the Masters had as like their fighting people before, then she asked to just take them out. But if they're getting paid, she can obviously just pay them more.
Right. And do you think still from Montana Donaldson, do you think the dragons would ever hurt Dany? Because they did threaten her, but they could have killed her.
Oh, threaten her by blowing fire around?
Right. Yeah.
That's funny.
They were like screaming in her face. Yeah. They were angry. But do you think they would ever actually hurt her?
I don't think it could hurt her unless they ate her or unless they bit her because the fire won't burn her. But and maybe them seeing that they can't burn her will scare them back a little bit and but she needs to take control of those two dragons to take control of Drogon. If she doesn't control them, doesn't learn how to ride them, doesn't learn how to put them in control, she'll never control Drogon. And she needs Drogon. Drogon's the biggest and the strongest. She needs to find Drogon too. That's dangerous. There's just a fucking dragon flying around without anyone knowing. That's another point. How's she gonna rule a kingdom? She doesn't know where a fucking dragon is. She needs to put better things into place for that too somehow. The fact that she never thought that was a possibility before is crazy.
Yeah. And this user's name is Tywin fucking Lannister.
Tywin fucking Lannister.
Do you see any real-world parallels between the Sons of Harpy in relation to Dany's invasion of Slaver's Bay? It has been speculated that George R. R. Martin meant for dragons to be an analog to nukes. And he does tend to draw real-world inspiration for... Because, I
don't know if I know about world
history. The Red Wedding was actually based off of a real event.
Oh, really?
The War of Roses was between House Lancaster and not Stark, but it was something that started with stone or something. But even modern times, any real world parallel, because it's kind of in a deserty place, liberators,
as in America, pretty much, yeah. I mean, I think of Westeros kind of like America already. I mean, it's kind of all and honestly, I feel the only reason that, part of the reason that Essos is wealthy is because of Westeros' poverty and Essos' poverty, but it's almost like America.
So Bravos is like Swiss banks that everybody's keeping their money.
Yeah, exactly. And America's just the big shopping mall, and so is Westeros. So
it's debt.
Yeah,
debt.
Exactly. And so we just keep racking up all this debt, living in this little prison for them, and they keep getting all that money from all the debt.
All right. Let's head over to Sansa and Littlefinger. So they rode right past Brienne.
Oh, yeah. While she was bitching about not knowing what she wants to do with her life.
Yeah.
All because Arya ran away from her. Stupid. She needs to free Sansa.
Okay.
Or Sansa can just really get good with Littlefinger.
Yeah, well, first off, where are Sansa and Littlefinger going?
2 Bravos.
Okay.
Or 2 Essos, but either way, it's across the sea.
Okay.
Where Cersei cannot get to her.
Yeah, he said where we're going, you know,
far away.
Where even Cersei Lannister can't.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think that both Arya and Sansa will be in Bravos?
We'll be in Bravos together.
Okay. You did predict them joining together and Bran and Jon joining together and then all 4 of them joining together.
Yeah.
So. Oh, yeah. So Littlefinger got like a little slip of paper that he was reading but didn't say anything about. So what do you think the deal with that is? Who's sending Littlefinger messages and why?
It's not Varys. And if it is Varys, why would Varys be saying? Unless Varys knows that he has Sansa. And that's what prompted him to leave with Sansa.
Because he got the note when he was still with Lord Royce when they were training Robin. First off, someone asked if you thought Robin would ever be a good fighter.
Oh my god, no, of course not. Come on now, guys. Fly through the moon door. That's about his only move.
It's like he's 13. He's still young. He's 13.
He's 13.
Men have fought wars at 13. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not going to be a good fighter. He's horrible. He's not a fighter.
Okay.
I don't know what he is, but he's not a fighter.
Yeah. He's a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, I don't know even he's a lover. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what he is, but he's definitely not going to be a good fighter.
Like, so he was still with Lord Royce, and then he reads that note, and then all of a sudden he and Sansa
Exactly. So that's why I feel like either it's somebody saying they know where Sansa is, or it's somebody saying, like, don't trust the people you're with right now or something. But either way, it was something to prompt him, like I was saying, to leave.
Because there's only a few people that know who Sansa is right now. Like Lord Royce, the other member of the council that was listening to their testimony. So it was like 3 people plus Robin. So
Right.
like the 4 of them know that Sansa was in the Eyrie.
And arguably whoever sent that letter.
Right.
If that's what it says on the letter.
Okay. Cool. So you don't have any speculation on who actually sent the letter, though?
Either Varys or maybe... I don't know if maybe it was Davos, but on behalf of Stannis. But I don't know what he would have said. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Only thing personally I think of is Varys, but I don't know why Varys would do that.
Okay. So,
especially where he's at right now.
So yeah, any other questions? Like any other questions you want answered? I should say. I don't want to.
I'll leave you.
Right, lead you on. But like any questions that you still have of like, you know, that you think the show will still answer soon.
Well, I hope fucking White Walkers, whatever Stannis is gonna do, like that, and then if Joffrey's really dead, and probably what's gonna happen with the throne. Okay. And then also if Tyrion actually gets with Daenerys or not, I'm excited to see.
Okay.
That whole merriment.
Cool. So
and the dragons too. To see what happens with the dragons.
Start of season 5.
That was a good start. That was a really good start of season 5. I like
kind
that
of picking up where things left off.
Yeah.
So
that was good.
Forward and onward, and we shall finish this. So
We should learn how to say watch.
All men must watch.
All men must watch.
Yeah. If anybody knows how to say watch in Valyrian, please post that in the comments below.
And then our response will be all men must react. If you guys can learn how to
all men must watch. All men must react.
Yeah, that is the new reaction video. For,
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one. All men must watch.
All
all
right.
men must react.
So until next time, thanks for watching. Have a good night.